welcome. My name is Dene and I am a channel medium. So I bring forward messages through different ways of channeling. I am simply a conduit of energy. So as I started this recording, it's actually 1:11, 111 when I looked at the timer. But what I heard is congratulations. Congratulations for spending more time in the new frequency than in the old. I am being told that you are stabilizing within this new frequency. And you may not feel that you are, but you are. If you're on here watching this, you are. You are moving more into a stable state of that frequency. And you may feel very confused and lost because it is a new frequency. And whenever we move into a new frequency, it doesn't feel like we're upgrading. It almost feels like we're downgrading because we almost lose a sense of who we are and the familiarity that is around us. So as you feel as though things around you are unfamiliar and unknown, and you may feel that you are kind of losing your footing or your grounding, that is a good sign. It is a really positive sign that you are moving into a new frequency. If you were moving into a lower density frequency, you would not have the same feelings, because in a lower frequency that you have already been through and can go back with ease, you will not feel that sense of unfamiliarity. Through a lower frequency, you will feel the denseness and the familiarity. It will be uncomfortable, but it will be familiar. So it is a different state, a different feeling of discomfort, I guess. They're both uncomfortable, but one is uncomfortable in a familiar, uncomfortable way. And right now, if you are here watching me, you are uncomfortable in an unfamiliar way because you are moving into a completely new frequency where you are going to be creating wonderful new things. So you may also feel that your ideas almost feel like you can't pull them in. Like you might feel like you're getting a lot of ideas, but you don't really have the energy to create them. So as you receive these ideas, Spirit is saying to write them down. Write down the ideas that you receive, because there will come a time when you will have the energy to create them. Because right now your body is in a state of adjusting. I don't want to say healing. I want to say adjusting. I almost said healing and they said no. Adjusting. So it is like a dial tone that you are dialing in to this new frequency, this new energy. And sometimes the dial might be just a little bit off so that it's a little bit of a static that you are hearing and not quite able to hear as clearly as what you would like or see as clearly as what you would like. But they are saying that you are moving into a new frequency. You are spending more time in the new frequency than you are in the old frequency, which is wonderful because we always want to upgrade. So trust, they're saying, trust that you are there in that new frequency. Take time to rest, self-care. They're also saying it's important to spend time, if you can, by the water. If you don't live by the water or you can't get to the water, they are suggesting that you bathe. You can even add salt to the bath water, and that will help to cleanse the aura as well and the body to be able to help you to transmute some of those energies that might be sitting within the aura. And it's almost like a stickiness within the aura right now as we move. Because as we upgrade our body, we are transmuting energies. But sometimes it's difficult for us to totally release that energy. So there's a little bit of a string that is attached to it. So if you feel that you are feeling a little bit uncomfortable and down, there's an energetic um, exercise that you can do. Let me see if I can back up my camera here so that I can, no, it wants to come together. I want you to back up more. Can you back up more? Okay. So if you take there, you have energy all around you. So if you rub your hands together, they're telling me to tell you to rub your hands together just to create friction. Not everyone will have to do this. A lot of you already know. You already are Reiki practitioners, pranic healers, natural healers, whatever it is. And just you can rub your hands together and you can feel that frequency. And as you do that, you get that, just kind of scan your body and you'll be able to feel where there is a change in the energy. Okay? And then just move in and put your hand around that energy and just very gently move it away from your body. And as you move it, you can thank it for the lessons and just, and you will instantly feel. And when you run your hand over your body again, there is a change. And I felt that change myself. So wherever you may find that there is, just kind of gently squeeze that cord and allow it to release, thanking it, giving gratitude for all that you have received from these connections, and release it. We all have the ability to do this, to check in with our own energy centers. And this is a great passion of mine, to be able to help those that feel like they have to have a certificate to heal. I felt like I had to have a certificate to heal, even though I was taught in my sleep. I remembered because I already had the ability. I've had it my entire life. I used it my entire life, not knowing that I was using it. But moving it into my consciousness and becoming aware of it, I began to doubt it because it wasn't just a natural thing that was flowing through me anymore. So I had to really release that. And we all have the ability, and I can feel the difference once I release those cords. And these energetic attachments that we have between us and someone else. Okay, that's about 4 times I heard that when I put my hand up there and I heard like a buzz, buzz, buzz coming from it. Interesting. So we all have these cords that exist between us and others. And if we find ourselves thinking about that other person or worried about that other person all the time, that is the time to check in with our energy centers and do a scan. And whoever you're thinking about, allow yourself to find that energy within the body. You'll find it. And when you find that energy within the body, you will feel it as you scan over top of it, and just take and gently release that energy. And simply stop your energy from flowing into someone else so that you are feeding someone else. And this brings me to a channel that I did. I'm not sure when it's going to be online. Might be. I don't know. I can't even say because I've got random, right now they're having me do channelings and post them very randomly. It's really odd to me. I've never done this before. Typically, I do channelings and I just post them when I channel them, one behind the other when they're saying no. That there is very specific times to post these channelings. So I'm not sure when the channeling is posted. But the channeling was speaking about how others use our energy. And there's people around here that can't afford mufflers on their bikes, so they're really loud. So where was I? If other people are using your energy or you feel that you're drained, that is the time for you to scan your body and to release that connection. Doesn't mean that you stop loving the person. It simply means you stop feeding your energy to them so that you are drained. Most often when we are extremely tired, it is because we have a leak in our aura somehow. And that leak is created by a connection that someone else has to you. Okay? It can be that they are dependent upon you in some way, or perhaps you are attached to them in a dependent way. So even scanning yourself on a regular basis, daily, wouldn't hurt. If you find that you have been extremely tired, you may want to release those attachments. Even if you're married, you want to release those attachments that you might have within you. You might have a disagreement, with a partner. You might have a disagreement with a child. You might be missing someone. And as you form that energetic connection, you are transmitting energy. And when we have too many connections, and especially someone like me that channels, it is really, really important that we make sure that we are disconnected from all of those energetic beings that we are channeling through us, that are bringing messages, whether they be, passed on loved ones or the angelic realm, any of them. The only one that we want to have a connection with that we are receiving from is our own higher self, our higher mind. And that is how we receive information daily. That is how we will receive a nudge that someone wants to connect with us. And we always have choice. So you can choose not to, you can choose not to connect your energy at that time. Okay, so a little lesson in energy. That's fascinating. I did not know that I was going to be doing that. But with this new frequency that we are moving into, and as you move and stay more within that stable state of that energy, it's really imperative that you learn how to disconnect from any kind of energy vampires that may want to pull your energy, because as you move into that higher frequency, your energy is a much more valued commodity to those that are seeking energy. Okay? So we always need to make sure that we're flowing energy through our body. And as we operate through the energy of love, we will do that. We will continuously flow that energy. And when we meet with someone that is in a dense energy, you will recognize that the energy does not flow. It is almost like a stop. Or I guess I shouldn't say a stop. I should say it's almost like a funnel. You don't receive anything back. It's like a funneling out of you, and you will feel drained, and you will know to stop that energy. Whereas if you are in a relationship with someone that is operating through love, through the heart, that then becomes an exchange. And when it is an exchange, it is a constant energy. You will not be tired by spending time with that being or person. So if you are drained in your work, you are still connected and you are giving energy away. If you are drained in a relationship, it is because you are giving energy away. There is not an exchange. Okay? There must be an exchange. And that is what the dense energies are afraid of, is that we are recognizing that there needs to be an exchange. So we are cutting off that flow of energy because they are not giving back. And when we all recognize that and we cut that energy off and give back, they will no longer have any energy. So they will be destroyed because they are not willing to exchange, to have that constant energy flow. So that's interesting as well. So that is my little lesson for today, I guess. I didn't know that is what I was going to be doing, but here we are. All right, beautiful souls. Thank you for joining me again. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes, your shares. They really do help me on my channel, and it really does. It really is an energy exchange, I guess, is what I want to say. It really is an energy exchange. When you hit that like button, when you comment, when you subscribe, and when you share, that is all an energy exchange, which is the frequency that we are moving into, is that exchange, that love exchange. It is not all take and no give. It is both. It is an exchange for what you receive. So thank you for exchanging your energy with me so I can bring more energy back to you in that love frequency. And until we meet again, please remember to always let love be your guide.